So our project was about trying to find the correlation between species found in 2015 and 2017 to see the biodiversity in the East River.
Our intention was to look at the virusphere in New York and really focus on the diversity within the RNA viruses infecting arthropods.
We were looking for the differences between lung snails and gill snails in the lake.
We wanted to compare two sites of the Guanas Canal. One was untouched and isolated, and another was modified and altered by a conservancy site.
We collected herbal products from all over New York City, so mostly herbal medicine, and we barcoded them to see if they contain the species that they should have.
Our project focused on the species Crotalus cerastes, which is a sidewinder snake.
Bubble tea, and why not work with the tapioca samples that we saw in bubble tea. So we worked with that, and the point was to see if there was, what was it made of? If it was really from the cassava root.
This time we were in Governor's Island and collect 24 samples, and we found this previous team found this 4 species and additional 2 new species.
Our research results actually showed us that we discovered new strains of viruses after we had isolated the RNA. After we sequenced it and checked it against databases. And after that, we were even able to discover that we discovered a completely new virus, which we found in cricket samples, so we dubbed it the Jiminy cricket virus.
We found mud crabs, we found shrimps, we found sponges.
A lot of it was denatured already because it's so processed, but we were able to find some DNA from it, and it was just a really cool experience.
We've been characterizing our virus and learning new facts about it, like how it's part of a recently discovered taxa called the Negi virus taxa.
Each of the results we got made us motivated to research more about, go more in depth, analyze each of these results. And yeah, if it were for school, we would kind of be doing it for tests.
It actually put us in a situation where we could actually do something for science instead of just being in class reading about what other people did.
This is one of my first real experiences in lab work, and starting out with nothing and building up an entire project just from your own imagination. I just think that that's really, it was really fun, but it was also really, I don't even know, just like mind-blowing. It was so cool.
My favorite part was working with the machines because it's so high-tech, and like I don't have any of those kinds of machines in my school at all.
We actually got to use like scientific tools. When in the science class, we wouldn't get to use all of those tools. We wouldn't have access to everything, so we wouldn't have gotten as much data as we did now.
I'm sorry, what was the name of it? Yes, that, the ion torrent, sorry. See, it's so like complicated, and like I have the privilege of using those kinds of machines in high school. Yeah, only grad students use them, so that was my favorite part.
Being able to work with like actual scientists and go to an actual lab to just do what other scientists do,
just to get to use the equipment back in our lab. We never get to use that, and just to see how they would do this in real life, and then to learn the real life applications, how they use this in crime and stuff. It was really interesting to see how like what we're doing can actually be used in real life rather than just some science project.
It's just almost like unreal to become a person who can contribute to something to science.
The experience of working with someone who's like an expert in their field and being able to use technology that's like being used at the highest level is really like exciting.
In the end, it's a learning experience, so we really learned what it's like to do scientific research, what it's like to persevere and follow through on various procedures.
To be able to like actually see like physical examples of how it's spread and be able to like generate our own tree to show the evolutionary history, it's like way more engaging for me because I'm able to like relate these abstract concepts to something I'm actually doing in my real life and something I'm able to learn about from like an experienced mentor.
The hands-on part is really special. I mean, we don't get to do that a lot.
Because we usually just get labs where you answer a few questions on a sheet of paper and you don't really do any actual lab work. But in this project, we actually got to do lab work.
This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So just being able to be in a lab, work with all these lovely ladies in a group, extracting the DNA was honestly my favorite part.
We had to pick our own, we had to research it, we had to come up with a research question.
Where in previous science classes, most of it is watching the teacher and then having the teacher do most of this for you. And that's when we collected the snails by ourselves using the equipment. Then we extracted the DNA by ourselves using all the equipment. So it was really a much more interactive learning experience than we normally get.
I like the project because it was a nice break of the pace from normal class time. Being able to physically go out. What we did was actually we went to the East River and we just literally pulled up cages and scraped off some organisms and just collected them.
Be able to get really into the water and hands-on and collect the samples and just get like a nice break from everyday school life was really great.
I would say the funnest part was the gel electrophoresis, which I actually like collecting the DNA and adding to see the ladder of our findings, which kind of made it a conclusion, and it actually kind of felt fun knowing like the full-on finish. So we know that what the species was and finding the name of the species, which kind of made a relief on us.
I'm able to like understand and see the process from like sample from snake to DNA. Like we started out with actual chunks of liver and like trimmings of scales and stuff, and by like cutting them down and extracting the DNA with a kit that we had and amplifying the DNA and running the gel, like to like kind of like follow the path of DNA that's sort of locked inside of the cells, and then finally like get to the heart of it is like really like rewarding because you're able to like crack the code that is sort of stuck inside.
I think the hardest part was the sequencing and like understanding the sequencing, but I don't think there was anything that I liked the least. I just think that was the hardest.
Writing proposals is the most difficult part about the writing skills and your reading.
It was using the DNA Subway website was easy, but it took like a little bit of getting used to, and that was kind of challenging.
I got to know an overview and a preview of like what I'm going to experience in college, which kind of made it fun.
I'd just say that the organizational skills we learned, because like everything has to be planned day by day or else you'll make a mistake, the DNA will get contaminated, many things could go wrong. I think that was also really helpful just to show how everything has to be step by step.
We already have knowledge about how to write proposal, how to do literary research, all those and all the other subjects may require it in the future, like in college.
I think I could really use it when I'm thinking about what I want to do for college and eventually my career throughout my life. So this was a good introduction into what that would be like.
There's going to be next year. There's going to be a whole new generation of 10th graders who are going to be repeating some of the experience that we're doing, and we hope to like get to talk to the new generation of 10th graders and help them understand our data, and then hope to inspire them to continue our experiment and continue the results and learn from our mistakes.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
There's no way to learn if you don't ask questions.
Have a lot of patience. This will take time.
I read the DNA extraction protocols. I know there were a few kids in our class who did not. That did not end well for their experiments.
So always ask questions and always clarify things that you don't really understand with your mentor.
Keep a notebook as you're doing all the work.
To be really aware of the time commitment you're making.
Practice more pipetting. Yeah.
Really explore your topic and ask your mentors and teachers about it.
It's really important to make sure you pick a project that you actually really enjoy and you're really interested in, or else you're not going to be able to get a lot out of the experience.
Finding something you're really passionate about and pursuing it like at the highest level.
Just enjoy yourself, and also that this project is going to be somewhat difficult, but you're going to be able to do it.